Freshman Republican Congressman Madison Cawthorn, by the way, the youngest member of Congress, he holds that mantle, went on Newsmax yesterday to talk about indicting Dr. Jill Biden, First Lady of the United States of America. And I'm just going to let Madison Cawthorn explain why he believes the First Lady needs to be indicted. Take a look.
You know, I would love to have a congressional inquiry to understand exactly what Joe Biden's reasoning is, but unfortunately, I don't think he can find his way to Congress. I'm talking from a very objective standpoint here. You know, I think we should indict Jill Biden. I'm not saying indict in terms of criminal, but I'm saying that we should call her out for being so cruel to her husband. The man is clearly mentally unstable. He's having some form of degradation of his mind, and they are putting him up here to be assaulted by the greatest debaters the country has to go against him. And right now, his mind simply cannot handle it. So, Chris, you know, as much as I'd love to question Joe Biden, I really want to question whoever is really calling the shots right now, because I don't think Congress or the American people truly know who's behind the scenes pulling the strings of Joe Biden.
So he doesn't mean indict, like criminally indict, you know, I guess just publicly indict her, you know, castigate her, verbally talk down to her, maybe scold her public. I don't know what his version of indict actually means, and honestly, I don't believe that he does either. But here's the thing. He's sitting there trying to say that it's cruel for anybody to send Joe Biden out there, because obviously, as he says, the man who is, you know, not a mental health professional is saying that Biden's not all there. Now, let's be honest. I mean, during the primaries, hell, we even did segments talking about, is Biden up for the job mentally? You know, he has been slipping. He's not the same as he was even 10 years ago. So certainly there's questions about Biden's mental competency, just as there were plenty of questions and warnings from actual mental health professionals about Donald Trump's mental competency. Turnabout's fair play. If they want to go after him for that, go after him for that. But Dr. Jill Biden's not to blame for any of this. And no, Madison, there isn't a secret somebody behind the scenes pulling the strings here. Joe Biden has trouble speaking publicly. I think we can all agree with that. He's really, really bad at it. Just like Donald Trump is really, really bad at it. And neither of those things affect in any way somebody's ability to actually serve as a president of the United States. We have seen plenty of times when Biden has been cool, calm, and collected, able to talk freely without any kind of interruptions or stutters or hiccups or whatever it is. So we know that he is capable of fulfilling this job, at least right now, based on what we've seen. But Madison, on the other hand, dude, you've got a little bit of a troubled history yourself here. And it's a troubled history that I think people need to be more aware of. You know, you've been busted lying about your past multiple times. You've had multiple women that you went to college with come out and accuse you of sexual harassment. Throughout your political career, the veracity of Cawthorn's statements has been called into question. While campaigning, he often told of how he had been accepted to the U.S. Naval Academy before a car accident which left him paralyzed from the waist down, a claim which turned out to be false. Cawthorn used to speak of training for the Paralympics on his Instagram page, which the nation's Sarah Luterman reported last month was also false. So gee, Madison, who are we going to take seriously in this situation? Dr. Jill Biden? Or a guy that can't stop making up stuff about his past for quite literally no reason whatsoever other than, I guess, sympathy? This is ridiculous. Madison Cawthorn has been busted far too many times not telling the truth for us to believe any word that comes out of this guy's mouth. And sure, you can have questions, you can have concerns about Biden's mental competency all you want. But to say that this is somehow Dr. Jill Biden's fault for making him go out there and speak publicly, that's just crazy talk. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, share, and most importantly, subscribe to our channel for fresh content 7 days a week.